video, and in today's video we have got a slurry tanker on the 390T. We are just actually going to take the slurry tanker off. We're not going tanking. So today is the 20th of August and it's forecasting it dry, although actually this morning it's actually rained, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. I say rain, it's like damp drizzle. But we're going to go mow, I think, and that's the plan. So we'll take the tanker off, fuel the tractor up, put the mower on. We've got 30-acre field to mow, the biggest field we've got. So the plan is to take this off, and it might grow back for a third cut, ideally. Because we're going to be massively short on silage. It might be worth trying to go for another cut, especially when a lot of it's run to seed, but there isn't actually very much there. So I'll just take the tanker off and then we'll catch up in a minute. Right, so we're all hooked on, so I've just got to lift my pickle pitch. I've left that down. But I think we're alright for blades. I did check it when we finished the last field. I think all the blades were alright under there. Alright, so I'm not going to sugarcoat this anyway, but it is very poor. But this bit is always the poorest bit of the field, so we'll see as we go around, see if it gets a bit better. I think it should up that wall side over there. It's normally quite heavy over there, but we'll see how we go on. we've got this field mown, so we've never actually got out and had a look at the grass. One thing you will notice, there is really not much grass here. So if you want to put any guesses, it's a 30-acre field. How many guesses, how many bales do you think there'll be? I'm going to say about 60. Because, I mean, it's good in places. Here's probably the best bit. There's a nice good swath of grass here. But it were ready for coming off. There wasn't much there, but it were ready for coming off. And the reason why it's ready for coming off, if you can just find the odd bit. I mean, that bit hasn't gone to seed yet, but it's got 4 leaves on it, so that would have gone to seed. Let me just find a bit that has gone to seed. Right, so there's a bit that's gone to seed. It's easy to find when it's stood up rather than in a swath of grass, but most of it's gone to seed or is about to go to seed. So it wants coming off really. It's given it dry for a considerable amount of time, to be honest with you. They did say, because today is the 20th of August, it's a Wednesday, they did say it was going to rain on Saturday, so that would have been alright, that would have been ideal, but then it's changed its mind and now it says it's not going to rain till about Tuesday next week, so we've got another week of dry weather. Well, of this cloudy weather, shall we say. It's cloudy. Some damp drizzle this morning and yesterday morning, but hopefully we don't get any more of that just while we get this field baled tomorrow. Then it can do what it wants. We might potentially be mowing this field for a 3rd cut just because we are dire short of silage, so it's going to have to be, you know, if we can 3rd cut this field, we will. Grass, like I say, there isn't much here. It's just very thin, and then it's gone to seed what there is here, or it's about to go to seed. Like, this is probably the thickest patch of grass on the field, and that's never a good thing. Mower's running alright, tractor's running alright since it's had its major operation of the gearbox. We had a few problems with blades coming loose on that. Well, it weren't coming loose. Well, they did come loose, but it was because there's a couple of places in this field where there's rocks sticking up out the ground. And I just caught it with a mower. That damaged the mower, it's just bent. It's caught the blades and made them come loose, or bent them. So we did have to stop and change that. I didn't video any of that because it was just a bit of a stressful situation. But I've had the drone up. Hopefully you've had some drone shots in this video. But I've got to head back now. My brother is milking, but I've got to go back and feed some calves. But all in all, this is a very thin crop, and this is a year like no other really. It's just terrible, the grass growth. It's just, this field had fertiliser 8 weeks ago. That's 8 weeks. It should have been growing like anything. But the grass growth here is like it's only been growing for about 3 weeks, or maybe 4, not 8. 8 week growth, you should end up with a really thick, heavy crop of grass. But that has not happened. So it's going to be a tough winter this winter, really tough. Because it's not only me that's in that situation, it's all farmers up and down the country that are suffering from the dry summer and the lack of grass growth. We just haven't had enough rain, that's the main issue. I know I've waffled on a lot about it on my YouTube channel all this summer, but it's the truth really, and it affects my business, it affects every other farming business out there. Because at the end of the day, we're feeding winter feed now, and we're only just making it, you know, we're not going to be making much more this summer, because it's now 3rd week in August. So yeah, anyway, I'm ready back now. So, I mean, you can just see here how thin the crop is, you can barely see the roads. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like and subscribe below. And I'll see you all in the next one, which will be baling this field tomorrow. So put your guesses in, how many bales you think there'll be. Don't guess too high. of years ago, and I think we had about 80 bales. I don't think we're going to even get that. So this will be the worst crop ever off this field. But it was coming off, and you know, if we can get on it with some fertiliser, get it growing again, that would be ideal. Get another cut off it, because it weren't going to grow much more the way it was, especially when the nitrogen would have gone out of it by now. 8 weeks. I put enough fertiliser on for 5 weeks growth of nitrogen. But anyway, so that's enough of me waffling, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. See you. Bye.